Today's recipe is something that just goes well with pretty much everything. A lot of people have a lot of different preferences when it comes to the way their mac and cheese is cooked, but if you're looking for a delicious, simple baked recipe that doesn't include eggs while also keeping the oiliness to a minimum, then this is the perfect recipe for you. Let's start by preheating our oven to 350 degrees and getting some water boiling. Of course, we are going to throw some salt and olive oil into our pot so that our noodles won't be bland or sticking together. I do not add my noodles until the water is already at a rolling boil like this. After I've added the noodles and the water starts to boil again, I'll time it from that moment and I'll give it about 10 to 12 minutes. Usually they're done by then. Girl, do not overcook them because gummy mac and cheese is not what's up. I always use the small elbows because that's my personal preference, but if you like the large elbows, use that instead. Right here you see me coating the pan I'm going to use with butter because once our food is done, we are going to be ready to eat and we don't need anything making that harder for us to do. As you can see, the butter's just gliding really easily on the pan. That's because I let it sit in the oven for a bit while it was preheating. Okay, so now we can move on to making our cheese sauce. Melt 2 tablespoons of butter over a low heat. I've done a lot of trial and error while trying to perfect this recipe, but one thing I noticed pretty quickly is that Velveeta is so much better at melting than the regular blocks of cheese. My pot is getting a little too hot, so I decided to add in my heavy whipping cream. I added a total of 1/2 of a cup, and I also added 1/4 of a cup of half and half just to thin the sauce out a bit. It should just be a really slow melt because you don't want to burn your butter or cheese. Now we are going to throw in only 1/2 teaspoon of salt since we already added salt to our noodles. I added this tiny amount of pepper that honestly did not really even make a difference. And I also added some paprika just for some color. We are going to add our drained noodles and cheese sauce to our pan. I've been doing it like this forever and I'm sure there's a way more efficient way to do it, so feel free to do this step however you prefer. Thank you so much to my new subscribers. If you're seeing this video and you're not already subscribed, I would love for you to join us, so make sure you hit that subscribe button. Also, give me a thumbs up on this video if you guys think that this is a great recipe for other people to try, because that way YouTube will end up showing it to more people. And also share this with a friend who might need a good mac and cheese recipe. Now we're going to top that off with 1 bag of the Kraft Creamy Melt Colby Jack cheese. I know some people like to use the block cheese and shred it themselves, since most pre-shredded cheeses come with a coating that'll prevent it from melting properly. This Colby Jack cheese has just never let me down, so yeah, this is one I use pretty much every time I make this recipe. Alright, and we were almost ready to throw it in the oven, but I forgot to add one really important ingredient, which is topping this off with some paprika. I do this because the paprika will give it a nice golden brown color as our mac and cheese bakes. Put it on the top rack and check on it after about 20 minutes, but definitely do not let it cook over 30 minutes. And here is our finished product. Normally I'll let the mac and cheese cool down before I dig in, but I didn't want it to look cold for y'all. But I'd recommend letting it sit out for like 15 to 20 minutes. I'm really trying not to be biased here, but I honestly feel like this is the perfect way to make mac and cheese. This recipe is so simple, you just gotta get 2 things right, the noodles and the cheese. I love to hear how my recipes turned out for you guys, so if y'all do end up trying it, make sure to come back and let me know what you thought about it, or even if you felt like the recipe could use some tweaks here or there. As you can see, I added some Cajun fried catfish with this meal, and I filmed that too, so if you don't want to miss that video, make sure that you subscribe if you're not already, and also hit that notification bell so you won't miss out once I upload it. I'll see y'all next time.